Hello, team. It's Saturday, February 22nd, 2025. Now, this is where I take the charts and I look on the weekly charts because the week has just completed and I want to know and understand where the markets are at in certain places. Like we do the gold, we do the dollar, we do the MNQ. So we're going to look at how, and you can do this on any chart. I'm going to look and see how the week went, and it's going to help me to project a probable outcome for the following week or the week that we're going to go into. And I usually do this on Saturday. It's quiet, the markets aren't going, and it's a relaxing thing that I can do and kind of work through. So we've got gold here, and we're going to look at it currently. So we see this weekly channel line that gold has been in. This is the white channel, and it's the weekly channel line. And gold's been trading in that channel line. And we see now that we're about ready to hit the top of that channel line. Well, when we hit the top of that channel line, we know that two things are going to happen. It's either going to hold the channel line and pull back and maybe pull back to the 50 of the channel or the whole thing, okay? Or it's going to pull back, push out, and break through. One of the two. I believe gold is going to have a correction. So I believe gold's going to push up, come down, push back up, and then come down to the bottom of that channel again. You can see that pattern kind of here. So down, up, down. Didn't reach all the way to the bottom, but here it is again, down, up, down, okay? And so I believe the same pattern is going to happen here, except this time, I think gold's going to make a bigger pullback. And so I think gold's going to do something like this, come back up, and then fail, come down, and break, and go to a lower point, okay? And when that happens, we'll figure that out. But that's way down the line. This is the weekly chart. So you can clear into summertime for that to happen, okay? The next thing I look for when I'm looking at a weekly chart is the candle. And so did we break the previous week candle? And here it shows that we did. Let me go ahead and switch my cross into an arrow so you can see it better. So here's previous week's high, and we broke it. And we didn't close above it, but we closed higher than previous week close. That is a bullish signal. So that tells me any pullback next week was going to be a long. So I'm going to look to go long on pullbacks. Is going to be my outlook for gold. Now, does that mean the outlook's correct? No, but based upon what I see currently in the price structure in its present moment, that's what it's telling me to look for. And so as I break down into the smaller term charts and I do a daily analysis, I'm going to look for that possibility in gold. Next, let's go to Dixie. So we pull Dixie back on the weekly chart and we see Dixie's in this big weekly channel, okay? So here's the huge, actually it's a monthly channel here, and this is the weekly. We've hit a resistant level in the weekly chart. Now, when we look at this right up here and we take our line and we do a resistant level right here, okay, we have a resistant level there. Let me change that and put that into a different color so we can see it. So we have a resistant level there that we've been going in and out of. And then we have another resistant level right here. And that's the resistant level we hit. So here we are, we're going in and out of this. We broke above it. We came back, we hit this resistant level and it held. And so that is now our lower high comparatively to the higher high or the high, last high. So let me mark that so we can see it. So here's the last big high. It happened in 2022. And now we've finally got our second high in there, okay? So what do we expect this to do? We expect this to be a pullback to go lower and go down to this channel, which is this big monthly channel, and somewhere in this zone, reverse. And that's what we're looking for. Now, again, this is way down the line, okay? Probably in the summer, so forth. But now, when I go in to look at the weekly candles, okay, we're going to blow this up here. We see that same pattern, and we'll draw it out here so you can see it, of down, pullback, and move. Move down to support. So support's going to be in a couple of places. Let me just, we'll put this like this and this like this, okay? I'll leave it like that. But now we're going to look at support in these places right here. So here's support, okay? We understand that one, but where's the next one at? Well, we have this support right here. We can bring it over. That's resistance right there. And we see that line's right up there. So we may come down here, pull back here, and then push down, okay? So does that hold? Well, let's look at the candles now. And we can see that this move right here, this candle closed lower than this candle, this previous week's candle. And let's blow it up even more. This body closed at or below the close of previous week's body. This is bearish. And so I'm looking for any pullback to become a short in this trade to these support levels. So we have this support level here. We could bring it down a little bit more. And then we have this support level right there. So this is a pretty big move from pullback down to here, okay? Now, when I train people, I train them how to read price in the candles. And I train them to do it on the smallest time frames up to the largest time frames. And I begin to train them through using Fibonacci how to visualize price action in a candle for it to tell you if it's going to be bullish or bearish in the next opening candle. That is what you need to do to learn so you can trade price action. And so this is one of the things I teach when I teach people. And so right now, through the price action I see in Fibonacci, this is going to go lower on pullbacks, okay? So dollar, we would probably look for at least a move, possibly down to here at 105.92 next week. Now we go to MNQ. This is a very interesting one, okay? So here we are, right here. MNQ, here is the channel, the weekly channel we've been following. And we see that MNQ is having a hard time right here. Okay, it's been having a hard time for a while. Since December, it's been having a hard time, okay? This is a hard time. This is what's known as a range in most people's vocabulary, okay? But it hasn't given us a lot of information. A lot of people don't know why this is being held up here. I'm going to show you why. I'm going to open the doors a little bit for you and show you why this is. When we trade, and we trade in cycles, and Fibonacci shows us those cycles, those price cycles, okay? So we are at a very big level in Fibonacci. If we pull this back, we are setting right at the 1.784. Huge level, okay? It takes a lot to get to that level, okay? So what is this telling me about trading next week? The mini NASDAQ. What is it telling me? It's telling me that it's indecisive. I really don't know what it's going to do, but I'm going to have to trade it day by day. At least I understand where I'm at in the trade, in the cycle. So I understand that trading is going to be, could be up one day, it could be down the next. There's not a direction here. It has not revealed a direction to me yet. It has not told me I'm going short. It has not told me I'm going long. It's told me that I'm going sideways because I'm trying to make a decision which way I'm going to break out. Now, generally speaking, when we hit our first spot in 7-8, it will pull back some. Sometimes, about a 50-50 chance, but not always. So yeah, we could see a move down like this. We could come down to here. We might even peekaboo down to the 50 and then go up. Or we may just head on up. We don't know. It's not telling us anything. When would it be telling us something? Well, that's relatively simple. You have your range here. And so if we take this and we do our range is hitting right about here, okay? So I'm going to move the Fibonacci off so you can see what I'm looking at here now. We all know why it's resistance. We see the range here. When we begin to break and hold above that range, so we have it kind of marked here, this range is kind of setting right about there, about 22,350, okay? It's a little higher over here, but we're going to kind of keep it average, okay? When we start breaking and holding above that range, then that's telling us it's going to break higher. When we start coming all the way down here and start holding below here, it's going to tell us, it's telling us that it's going to break lower. Wherever it starts to hold more is where it's telling us it's going to break. So for example here, okay, we have this pullback here, all right? So we have the pullback right here. What if, looks like a pretty big bearish candle, but what if this went back up, okay? Then what we're doing is we're making right here, let's just do a single line. We're making, so here it is. And we're going to go like this. We're just going to go like this. We're going to top it like this, all right? What we're doing now is we're making these higher lows, okay? So let's just say it starts to move back up, okay? It starts to move back up here. We're making a higher low, and it just keeps going higher and higher and higher, and that's telling us I'm getting ready to push on out here, okay? That's how you know it's going to break to the long side, or that it has a higher probability of breaking to the long side. So that's how you know. So we're in this range right now, but eventually it's going to tell us, and we're going to interpret its language because we're learning the language of trading. We're going to interpret what it's telling us it's going to do next. And then we're going to plan our trade out for the future. Now, I know this is a daily chart, and there's a lot that can happen within these candles in a daily chart, okay? And we're looking at each one. So right now, yeah, this is an outside candle. It's pretty bearish, but let's see what happens when markets open up beginning next week and see if we break, let's just clear this off first. If we break above any of these candles, we put in a new high above any of these candles. If we do, that's telling us, and it comes back down and it goes higher, that's telling us now we are breaking to the top side. And every pullback is a long. Every pullback is a long. Every pullback is a long until we break out, okay? That's how I'm going to play M&Q this week, okay? So if you are interested in really learning to trade markets, not getting a system, not getting an indicator, but really understanding how to trade, there's no special potion. You just need to learn the language of trading. And the language of trading is having the knowledge to know where price has been, the effect it has on where price is at currently, and to determine a probability of where price is going to. Okay? And that's really what you need to learn. And then take that future trade that you're seeing at a level that produces, at a level where you can create an acceptable risk amount to risk on the trade. Okay? That's pretty much it. But you have to be infused with the knowledge and the habits to do this over and over. That's going to help you to become a consistent profitable trader. There's a lot of traders out there that become profitable, but then they lose all their profits. You don't want to be that trader. You want to be a trader that is profitable consistently, because the trader adds to their wins and they get out of their losses quickly, and they do that over and over and over. You can have a lot of losses and have a really big win and clean up all your losses and become profitable. You do that consistently, then you're going to be a consistent profitable trader. Remember, trading is not about winning or losing. It's about setting your trades up correctly so that you have a high probability of a good outcome without a high level of loss if you're wrong. That's all it is, because you cannot perfectly read the future. You can have a high probability rate, but you can't read it perfectly. So when you're wrong, you take the loss. It's perfectly fine, perfectly normal. Everyone loses trading. I lose a lot trading, but I also make a lot because I do a consistent risk analysis and I put my trades in at places where I can have acceptable risk. If I'm wrong on the trade, it doesn't hurt me that much. And I can continue to trade until I find the right trade, and I can run with that trade and let it go, and add to the position. And it works every time. So if you want to learn how to trade right, go ahead, click the link below, get signed up on our free 7-day trial. You can bail if this isn't for you. It doesn't really matter to me, but if you want to really learn it, you want to avoid all the mistakes that I've made, I can teach you how to avoid them. And you want to get up and running and become professional at this, or where you don't have to do anything else but this, give us a try. See if it fits the bill. Hope you have a very profitable week coming up. Take care. We'll see you in the trade room.